Alrighty, welcome back. We're live again. It is Tuesday. After a holiday weekend of relatively boring price action. Back at it now. Any questions? Think of them now. We'll get to it in a second. I'm going to cover Bitcoin dominance first, and then we'll start rattling off requests. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. 5-day crypto. My name is Chase. I've been in crypto since 2017. Ultimate highs, ultimate lows, everything in between. Hope to pass my experience on to you so you can avoid all the bad and gain all the good. So share this video if you can with someone. Like button if you're watching and if you like it. This silk shirt worn just for you. Not silk. So Bitcoin dominance Gaussian channel now under. Right, we just closed yesterday. Bitcoin dominance new low. Potentially right here, right? Swing high resistance from March, maybe breaking here. Last time we were at Bitcoin dominance pretty low here. Altcoins started going a little berserk. Think back to January of this year, right? Why were altcoins going so crazy? Bitcoin dominance was falling like a rock. We might be on the cusp of that again. Ideally, we'd like to get back below this 200 to really show some big weakness, but definitely right there. It's either going to bounce or we're on the verge of altcoins breaking out a little bit more big here. Doesn't necessarily have to happen this week or next, but in the weeks and months ahead, potentially. You can see that that level is even bigger, right? Going all the way back to October 2023. That's where we're at now. So breakout, throwback. We're just retesting this zone. This is where we see if the bulls are still in charge in this uptrend or the bears are starting to take over, which would be great for altcoins. All right. Welcome in, everybody. Deuced Ninja. 2 long-term subscribers. Appreciate y'all. Welcome in. Hello. Yeah, we can do Jasmy. Let's get right to it. Requests have begun. Anything else along the way, just type it in there. If I ignore it once, it's probably I didn't see it. If I ignore it twice, there could be a reason. Probably not, but okay, Jasmy. That's what you said, right? All right. Weekly chart looking like a little bit of a breakout. What a close last week. Great close. We're still looking back here, still kind of battling our only kind of green time during the bear market last cycle. Look at that Gaussian channel bounce off the median line, right? We tried to hold, but it wasn't time for the bulls back here, right? But look at, just interesting to note that weekly Gaussian channel as like perfect support until the bears just absolutely take over and maul us to death. So now we're back up above all moving averages. Gaussian channel well below us. Weekly green curving up. Looks great. Right, this is let's see how good we're doing here. I'm sure we've checked this before, but yeah, that's you don't want necessarily this move like this that a lot of coins went from October to the March highs. You know, some coins didn't do like much more than like a 2x, 3x. Right? So a good sign of strength, and ones that will likely continue to do well are ones that did well during that stretch. Right? So 700%, 800%, nice, strong, powerful move. And structurally, you're there as well, right? You're well off the lows. You're above your 2022 kind of highs here. You're above all moving averages. Gaussian channel's green. And this might seem like ho-hum, but this is not. This is well ahead of most charts. Well, I'm sure someone will request something that looks nothing like this one in the not so distant future. So keep in mind, this is a good one, right? So we can even star this. We're going to start starring this to at least stream-wise. So we'll give green lights, ones we've covered and that are good charts, and then we'll do like maybe we'll do red one or red for C charts that are not good, and then golden charts. Let's call them orange charts, not golden. Orange would be like the cautious ones, potentially good, potentially bad. We don't know yet. Greens are good though, so let's just do that per the stream. And if you're like, what the hell is that color? That's just ones I'm personally monitoring, right? Most of them are up there, but usually going to be strong charts, right? Okay, hopefully that helps you out. Alrighty. Since we have no more requests, I'll just keep talking to myself. Let's go right back up here. Let's look at one that someone in our Telegram group mentioned. Good old Turbo is, the first AI coin created from AI, and here it is. So I didn't know about this up until that lovely person said so. Otherwise, maybe we could have got in a little bit earlier. But talking about pump session, just a subtle 14,000% so far since October. Blasted through the 1618. The 2618 is still a good bit away. Can we make it up there? I don't know. The indicators are like off the charts, sketchy, dangerous, but I mean, that's a hell of a momentum shift. So I wouldn't expect this party to continue a whole lot longer unless we are, in fact, getting ready to go into some kind of altcoin shift to the upside. Then I don't know how high we could go here, but next area of interest is still another 2x away. But just thought I just found that interesting. Like, it's structurally, obviously it's the meme coin. They've said make a meme coin from AI, and AI suggested this, and it's doing quite well, holding the 21 week. I mean, just since like really the past month, it's gone up 2,000%. Fat shit. All right, let's get to another request. Okay, great question. It's not a dumb question. There's no dumb questions, only dumb people. No. Wasn't that from like South Park or something? Anybody ever watch that? Mr. Garrison? No? Okay. No, there's no dumb questions. Like, that's silly. You're either just new and learning, which is great, or you just, right, or you know it, right? So, to handle that question, do candles matter, right? If it's red or green, if it prints a gravestone doji and it's red, or is it green? Well, technically, the strongest signal will be red, right? If it's a bearish candle. However, they could be called slightly different things, but meaning about the same thing. It's just like, let's say you see a gravestone doji, but it's green. It really shouldn't be. It's just a little bit less meaningful. So maybe if it had a gravestone doji, let's just, give a rattle off a number off the top of our head. Like, let's say if it has a 60% weight in red, and it's going to go down. 60% of the time, it'll go down. If it was green, it might go down 50% of the time, if that makes sense. They can also mean slightly different things. Like, you could have a hammer candle, or, they can be similar. Traders can get those confused. But keep in mind, the most strong looking candle, the most perfect textbook candle, still has a high failure rate. Okay. So hopefully that helps, if that's what you're kind of asking for. Also, that's another to build on top of that question. And this is very important. The context of the candle. Where is the candle? Is it the top of a rally, or is it the bottom of a rally? Or the bottom of a move down here, right? Like right here. Bullish candle, green, right? So you want bullish candles green, right? If this was red, it'd still be bullish, but just not quite as meaningful. And also, it's at the bottom of a multi-week downtrend. Much higher conviction rate than, let's say, if it was just right here or something like this, right? This didn't have much meaning, even though it was closely looked like this, right? But after the fact that was the low at the 21 week, you must have context on these candles. Say this was flipped, right? And you had a gravestone doji and it was right here. Hell yeah. After a multi-week uptrend or multi-month uptrend, and then you see a gravestone doji on the weekly print, watch out, right? Certainly if it's red, right? But, seeing the fact, and I'm guessing the reason you asked is someone has brought up the 2-month chart. I think that was on there, right? Let's go look at Bitcoin. Right? Look at that. Gravestone doji right here at the top of a rally. This has a high conviction rate to be a topping candle, but it's still, 20-30% failure rate. Like like that's just what they have. And where would this be invalid is if we take out this high. So the high of 73.8 is immediately invalidates this candle in all bearish formations. If we take out that wick, this should mark the top. If it's not the top, then just shrug it off, and it's just a victim of bad timing at resistance. But yes, the 2-month chart is still a little sus for Bitcoin. The 2-month gravestone doji, 2-month, right? If this is a 5-minute chart, who cares? You also need to know that, right? If you're looking at a 1-hour chart and you see a gravestone doji at the top of a rally versus a 2-month chart and you see a gravestone doji at the top of a rally, those have very significantly different weights to them. So yeah, we still haven't surpassed it. It's still there, and it's like the elephant in the room. Should be in the back of your mind. I would love to see a price of 74K, or don't forget about it, right? If we start to move down and you see prices like 49K, we can still actually be very bullish and still go down to 49K if it's like on a wick. We could do that. Imagine that scenario, though, how much people would freak out if we went from 68K down, almost 30%. Yikes. But for the 2-month chart, it would just be like par for the course, right? Just a retest the EMA 8 and then continue on. Big things there. All right, good question. Yeah, I saw the render one. But again, context. I think the render one is not we'll get back to the farm in a minute. Let's go check on render. Is it on the weekly? So again, like I said, in context, is it at the top of a huge rally? Like if it's up here, it'd be a little bit more significant. Here is, it's I would say this is more or less consolidation. I wouldn't say this is a massive rally. Like for render, 70% is not a whole lot, and it's also like a couple of weeks. But yeah, if you're gonna paint this bullish or bearish, it's obviously more bearish. If we take off the Gaussian channel, like you can just see the traditional candles there. Like look at this one here, right? We're still going strong, no consolidating, but we've already went down. We're kind of just bouncing around. So I would put less weight on this. I wouldn't be too nervous on this. If that's just my opinion, but the context of this candle versus like that candle are a little bit different. And even this, like look, we went down for 2 weeks and then we're good. Right? What if we do that again? What if we just go test like 850 again, and then next month we're at 14, right? But still, like you're still bullish here. You're still holding the EMA 8, so don't panic too much on that. Render is one of the strongest charts in crypto over the past entire bull run. I mean, look at this. There's not a whole lot of charts that look like this from January of 2023. Like we're still up 2,300% or almost 2,400% right now from our bear market bottom. So don't lose sight of that. Strong charts likely remain strong through the rest of this run. So just, yeah. All right, back to farm. Let's go to farm. All right. It's loading. All right, here we go. All right, so what do we see? We see a cool down right here. No surprise, right? Previous, swing lows from the bear, new swing highs in the bull, right? That's where the bigger moves start to happen again, right? Very likely. 400% rally. It's not the best, but certainly not the worst, right? I mean, you could just wonder what the worst is. Go check Matic. Matic's still negative on the year. So we are up more than that, but trend looks great. You're holding the 21. You want to monitor, like these are like checkups. Like you go to the doctor, right? Are you doing well? Yes, you've held the 21 week. Did we continuously hold the 21 week, right? Are you still going to the doctor and doing well? Like these are the checkups and doing well. Still, bull's still very healthy here. You're holding the 21 week. You're still good to go. I mean, that's like 3 tests, 3 bounces in a row here. So looks good. You want to continue to do that. You want to also be aware of when you don't do that. If you close below the 21 week, realize that's a big warning. It's trying to slap you in the face, and a lot of people just ignore that. Like, oh, it could come back again. Well, look at the last time, right? Look at that close under the 21 week right there. Well, how was the rest of the next couple of months here, right? Big significance when you close under that 21 week. certainly if you haven't maintained many candles above it, right? Just keep drawing circles. Oh, Jesus. Where is my remove drawings? Jesus. There we go. All right, so like just a side note. Always note the anomaly from the chart you're looking at. What has it been doing, and is it still doing that? If the answer is yes, then you're still good. If the answer is no, you need to tread lightly. Be very careful of what you're doing here. And also, let's look at this. Like, look at all these high wicks right here. All these little bounces in the bear. Well, look at where we are now, right? So we need to tread carefully here. This is like where we need to hold the line. I would give it to like $54. If it closes back under 54, that would be a big sign for me to of just weakness, or it's going to just trend sideways and not continue the uptrend that it's in. So under 54, it starts to concern me. Obviously above the 100 mark is where it probably goes berserk again. Everything that, right? You just gotta kind of watch it week over week and just, keep doing your checkups. Go look at ICP. Better than ICUP. Never eat yellow snow by ICUP or IP freely. Kind of stupid joke. Wasn't that like an elementary school joke, middle school? No. Okay, so another one of the charts that, looks like a lot of similarities in this for, I'm sure, many requests we're going to get today that have closed below the 21 week, but made spectacular like runs here, right? This is, 600% move. That's great. But we're back under like the 100 week. We're under the 21 week. So this is kind of, we'll just go ahead and chalk this orange cautionary, yellow, just because it's not above all the moving averages. It's still kind of trending sideways, consolidating after a decent move. And it's just decent, right? It's not a spectacular move. We're up 300% from October, where some coins we've looked at already are, well above 600, even to the 1,000% plus moves. So I would put this to the orange side. Where's the bigger moves start to happen and where I would get more bullish? Swing low, swing high, and then kind of right in there. So $20 you could probably start to get more excited. $23, there we go. Take out that high right there from the bear market high. So $23.50. Then maybe we could probably switch this over to a green chart, A rated. But until then, this has the makings of potentially just kind of trying to find its footing, and could just kind of do this for a while. So you got to wait, and hopefully you don't have a ton in this. If this is like one of your top bags, there's probably going to be some better performers, unless we get like one of these guys. Like there's can always be just a random 88% week for you. So you never want to get all out of something, generally speaking, unless it's Matic. But you could see how the 100 week, right? Just close above there and look bullish. We got the potential there, but that's kind of the victim of the times, right? Bitcoin had already topped here and just didn't get going. So maybe once alt season picks up, if Bitcoin dominance kind of kicks the bucket a little bit, maybe then we see another spring up. But the fact that it's closed now multiple weeks, working our fourth consecutive week under the 21 week, is a sign that potential no trend, right? Or no traction into the bullish territory. There's many charts that look better than this. We'll see them throughout, but there's many that look worse, okay? So hence the golden caution. Orange. Stop using golden. Golden's positive. Why is Matic doing so bad? I have not a damn clue. It did spectacular. It was like #1 coin last year, right? Or last cycle, I should say. Excuse me. But I mean, it's just like abysmal. So yeah, Matic. I don't found any charts that are really worse than Matic, if that puts it in perspective. Maybe XRP. XRP's up a little bit over the past 10 years, I think, a couple percent. Let's get to what's the next one? Chainlink, of course. Of course, we got to do Chainlink. Thanks to everyone that's in here. Again, hit the like button. No one's hitting it. I get it. Share it somewhere. Share it in your chat rooms. Share it to your grandma. All right, so Chainlink's made a nice move up since the April lows, up 50%. Not too bad. We got back above our zone finally, which we made a video on last, I think, Friday on Chainlink. Like, that's the zone we need to hold. So weekly chart, we closed right on it this week. We're still not out of the woods here yet, because look at the low closes here, right? We're like right at it again. So a lot of stuff happening here. Bullish for sure, much more than Chainlink's been doing recently. And this is the most important zone, like the $17 level. If we come back down, we can't go back below it, or we're going to lose our traction again. We've actually got some momentum on our side now. So break through, get above like 19, break this high, this high of 2074, and then, local highs, the 618 at 21, close above that, and then our fireworks can start here. So I've heard some people talking about there's a head and shoulders forming, right? Obviously, you can see what they're looking at. But guess what? It's getting real damn close to being invalidated. If it closes above this high, it's gone. So, like, what is that? $20? Well, it's the close. $19. Close above 19.17. And you can kiss that goodbye. So there's that. So potential, yes, still, if we come back down like next week, then we're starting to still get lopsided here, though, right? You don't really want, just like your candles, you want to have everything in context. This becomes a weaker pattern. And even if it did, play out, it's like the most textbook of patterns still have failure rates of like 20, 30%, right? So don't ever think like, even if we came back down here and we're looking like textbook head and shoulders, like you bail on it completely. Like it might still not do anything. So don't ever get down those rabbit holes where you see something potentially forming. And pattern traders never trade in anticipation of a pattern. You only trade a pattern after it's completed. Where would this head and shoulders complete at? I'm glad you asked. It would have to close under $13. That line. That's where this would close, and you would enter a short. Not before then. Not at $13.60. Not at $14.50. Not at $13.22. Under a close under that low, where that close at $13.16, at $13.15 with a close under, then it's a head and shoulders. Until then, you're just making shit up in the clouds. Okay. All right. Okay, Swift coin. What's the symbol? Okay, thank you. I was going to ask. One comment below, sir. I probably messed it up. Is that user error? No? Okay. Got nothing. All right. You got to have history, too. We got to have some history. Let's get to Goldfinch. I got Goldfinch right here. Get back at me about that. If there's something I was doing wrong there. Okay. So A chart from last time, obviously. So that's already in my list. So if it's in teal, it's already Chase approved. Now not all these charts are textbook A charts, but at least I'm watching them. Most of them are. So Goldfinch, we got to recover here relatively quickly. Give it a week or so, like we did back here. We closed under the EMA 8 and then immediate recapture. So we're potentially doing that this week, but it's still like we could wick down anywhere. Who cares, right? We don't respect the EMA 8 too much. It's the Rodney Dangerfield of charts, right? But let's see. This would be a key level here, 330, right? You can see that area. Until we start to close under that, I would not be too concerned. Here's the 21 week at the bottom, $3, still good. We'd probably fall into a B chart if we close under 3 again. But this has been doing well. Price rise. Let's see from October. It's where like the test. Look, that move. So 1,700%. One of the best ones we've looked at so far as the pump move. How hard can you go? Right? That's a good one. 1700% is great. Bullish until we close under the 21 week. Right, par for the course. Look at this. The 21, not even really touched. The EMA 14, it tends to respect. Look at that. Test back here on the 14. Test here on the 14. What's the purple line? So if we go down, right, you'd want to be aware if we close under the EMA 14. That's doing things it hasn't done this entire, kind of bullish move. So that's the update on Goldfinch. Indicators where our momentum's gone. Now this is starting to look a little bit more sus, right? The MACD's losing a lot of momentum here, right? MACD's just a momentum indicator, so it has a lot of fake outs. Like, you can look at Bitcoin, how many fake outs it's had on Bitcoin. So I don't really use it that much, but the fact that our stochastic is way the hell at the bottom, and that's happening, right? A little bit of Mixilla and the Fisher. Right? The Fisher is like one of my favorite indicators. That's running parallel still to the downside, but we're coming into kind of support area where we start to kind of hold here. See if we get down here, maybe at weekly close. Maybe we go down to that $3 level again. Maybe it bounces there. Maybe we wick down a little bit. We'll see on that. Important to, kind of look at your chart first, look at support and resistance, and then see if your indicators kind of back up or argue with your thesis. That's kind of what I tend to do. Right? Try not to look at indicators first and then do the vice versa, because then your mind's already convinced, right? Kind of like you when you go shopping, you should pick out, just a side note, let's do some life advice here. When you go look at something that you want to buy, maybe it's a hammer, maybe it's a shirt, maybe it's a car, right? Find what you like first and then go off a price. If you're just shopping off price, you're not going to get what you really want. Find the stuff you like and then get the best price. Just like crypto. Find the best charts and then find the ones that, I don't know. We're going with that. Hopefully it makes sense. Random tangents. Had a great weekend. Everyone had a good weekend in the U.S., right? We had a long holiday weekend. So if you're wondering where the hell I was yesterday, right, it was Memorial Day. Kind of a big deal around here. Let's see. OXO, that's a good request. Haven't seen that one in a minute. Oh, we missed one. Actually, I want to do two. I want to go look at Matic so you guys can see what I'm seeing. All right, weekly chart for Matic. The start of the bull run was right here. Matic is literally lost you money. That's insane. It is like the most horrific looking chart I've ever seen. There's no coins. I haven't found one that's worse than this, honestly. If you got one, I'd love to see it. But for as high of market cap and as batshit crazy of a coin that Matic was last cycle, it's like one of the top 2 or 3 charts, ROI-wise, from the pandemic to the top. It's like almost unmatched. And now it's the literal opposite. It is unmatched again, but in the worst way possible. So if you're holding any kind of substantial amount of Matic, you're not only doing yourself an injustice, but you're missing out on insane amount of money. You could literally blindfold yourself, have your dog step on a crypto chart, and it would be doing better than Matic. Pick that one. All right. Hopefully no one's got a much amount of Matic. If you haven't, we haven't made that abundantly clear. Axie Infinity. All right, let's do that. All right, so not great looking either here. Start of the bull run, we're barely beating Matic. I mean, we're 28.9% ahead of Matic. Damn, that's not saying much, right? This is definitely a red chart. This is a C chart. Probably C minus. This is not good, right? Matic is, I can't even grade Matic, right? It's like the student in school that's, Find the answer for pie. They draw apple pie. I don't know. It's pretty bad. All right, we're under. I mean, there's nothing positive I can say here. We're under all moving averages. We haven't even broke out of really your initial pump in the start of the bull market. We're certainly under summer highs. I mean, this would be the minimum to even get like an orange chart. $20. This would be putting in perspective for you, right? To even get to the B chart, you got to be up here above your summer highs. That would still wouldn't get you above the 100-week EMA. You're now below all moving averages in a downtrend still. From October, you're only up, and I say only because it's probably not much. You're only up 80%. Yeah, no, it's bad. So this is another not good one. Chart wise, it's probably going to struggle the rest of the cycle. So if you're like all in Axie Infinity or even any kind of substantial amount, again, dart, have your dog, cat, your grandma, your 6-year-old cousin, like anybody will pick a better chart. They will likely outperform this one. All right. So we'll start keeping track of these coins, and just if they're red and I get a request, they just get X'd. We're not doing it because they're so bad. So this is the textbook example of a bad chart. If you need more of an example, just pair this with Matic. You might feel a little bit better. OXO. I do want to do OXO. It's up here somewhere. Might have moved it higher. All right, here we go. OXO. And it's relatively new, but still really strong chart, right? Up only mode, right? Basically since it came in, right? Last summer. About a year here. Testing again, 1, 2, 3 weeks on the 21 week. Testing again, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks on the 21 week. Holding here. We're right here again. So are we going to close below it or not? Who cares if you go below it, right? Don't judge it by that. You got to wait till the close. And I know that's hard for a lot of you to do sometimes. You try to anticipate or let your emotions take over. But how well has that worked out? I feel you're saying those to yourself before you buy or sell something. You're doing it wrong, right? That's not the way to do it. That's why most people do it. And that's also why most people lose. You have to have a plan and stick to your plan. If you bought OXO back here, and you're like, I think it's going to the moon, well, then still think that, right? Until you get a close under the 21 week, you're still great, right? And not just this chart, right? Just with anything in general. Stop using your emotions to trade, and you will do better immediately. Just have a game plan and stick to it. Close your eyes, hit the buy or sell button like you plan to do, and don't get to the chart or get to your exchange and be like, oh, I'll wait till it drops another 1% and it's going to drop more. Stop doing that, right? Or sell, buy, either way, right? If you're doing that, you have to practice more of cutting your emotional bias, or you're either trading with too much money or you're not convinced, right? Or you're going off from what someone else said, right? Just forget all that. Look at the charts. The charts will tell you if it's a good coin or not. Compare this one to Axie or Matic, right? If you ever wonder, right, just go look. I mean, look at this. Like, look at that flat line right there, right at support. Look at this back here, right? Look at all these wicks, right? That was the level. This is the level. If you close under here, then we have some more issues. But still, it's one of those. What did they say? Catch 22s. It's kind of bad right now. But I mean, how down can you get on this? That's been up 2,000% in just over 6 months. Like, doesn't it get a break here? Like, you don't need to whip it into submission. Like, it's doing well. It'll come back. If it's been doing well, it will likely continue to do well. I suggest going back to the October lows on all your coins. If they're up more than like 500%, it's pretty great. This is 600%. Even currently, it actually went up over 1,300%. So this is still good. I still like it. I think the long chain or the long play on is key on this one. Don't, my opinion, not financial advice, but for me, this would be like a longer term, right? This is too new, and it's great structurally wise. So if you're panicked here, I wouldn't be. Cube. Go look at Cube. Oh, did we do a chart? We gotta go green, right? That's green, a chart. All right. Cube. What exchange shall we use? Gemini. Pretty odd. Is that there? Is that some with them? Guess I don't know much about this one. Weekly. Yeah, not looking great. Below the moving averages. So immediately, like, you have to look at any indicators. You don't have to look at anything else. Like, that's all already an immediate warning sign. The 2022 highs of your bear market, right? You should be above that. That was also our swing lows before we really took off. So yeah, no, this is not great here. And even our swing highs, like even our last attempt got rejected off the 100-week, and still lower high wicks even. High wick, lower high wick, lower high wick, lower high wick. Not great. You do have these higher lows, but I mean, I would sure as shit hope you have higher lows over the past 6-7 months. So yeah, I mean, look, even that high move, high wick, which didn't last long, right? The close was still only just like a 2x from October. So all this starts to make sense, hopefully, to you. Like, if we're looking at all these charts, if you're being around here watching this more than 5 seconds per year, just your coin, you should be, a lot of these charts should be pretty eye-opening for you, right? Which are the good ones? Which are the bad ones? It is in an uptrend, but I mean, like, do you want an uptrend or you want an uptrend? Like, that's an uptrend, or you could go look at, that is an uptrend, right? I mean, which one would I rather be in? 15,000% or 200%, right? These are the things. Now, I'm not saying like that's necessarily better, but I mean, talking about uptrends, like which ones are we in? We're in an uptrend, but is it though? Higher highs, higher lows as of October, but still, like you're up 50% as of current. That's pretty low. So I would put this at a C chart. We're below all moving averages as well. I would guess the Gaussian channel is not looking great either. We're still red on that. I mean, you could just use that as you forget the price. What's your Gaussian channel? Like, you immediately orange at best if your Gaussian channel is red still on the weekly. But this one is red and red. Red chart, red Gaussian, just stop sign. All right. All right. Let's keep it going. Prius. Alrighty. Okay. We're still at our 2021 highs, essentially, which is not bad, right? It didn't give up almost. I mean, this is probably one of the better bear market charts I've seen. Right? Even though we lost, 97%, look how much we're down now. Now we're only down 60% from our all-time highs. Really, or at least our local, 2021 Pico tops. Not bad. We're underneath the moving averages here a little bit of more, right? Not the strongest, down 60%. Looking a little bit like Injective here, but this move here, 2,000%. So great. When it wants to move, it can move, right? You want to always have that in context as well. Like, just because you're looking great now doesn't mean, if you're only up 2x since October, that's not saying much, right? But this is up, from lows to highs over, 23x. You're still up a good amount. Still up, a 10, 11x there from the lows. That's a good sign. Holding the 100-week, like, look at all these dips down on the 100-week. And also noting that look left, What do we see over here? Our range highs from our bear market. Good sign. So even though this doesn't look spectacular, it doesn't look that bad. So I would actually give this like we're borderline here from being, if we were just above that 21 week, if you're at $10, I would probably put this in an A chart. But I would go B plus maybe here for now. It could come out of this, get better. B cross, BX. Or come back to that in a couple weeks and not know what the hell happened. So we'll give that one a yellow. And, you know, pretty good. Still pretty good there. If we go down under, if we close back under 7, though, it's going to probably C chart. But I'd still go B plus here. All right. Next. XOR, we got immediate red markers in hand. All right, so not much of a history. The weekly's not looking too great. Pretty much down arrow. I'd rather your charts look like that, right? We just looked at OXO. Remember OXO? It's literally the mirror image of this. So not so great. Pretty much down only mode, which you don't really want at this stage. But it's trying. I don't really, we need more history for this one. Maybe after alt season starts, see if that kicks up again. Oh, I just saw it. Rune. All right, similar vibes of Chainlink, right? That reminded me of the Chainlink chart right here. Previous swing highs, trying to get above there or above all the moving averages. Still underneath our consolidation breakout zone, $10, $11. Do our pump test, right? Over 10x, 15x really. Still up, what, 8, 9x there? That's good. Moving averages trending up. That's good. What else do we see here? 2022 highs. By August, right? You're above like the late summer highs. Got to be above that. We're there. We're above all moving averages. Let's check the Gaussian. Green. Rising as well. So I'll give this one an A chart. This is good. Rune's good. He gets the green stamp of approval. We can get like an A plus. I mean, we're not far from an A plus. Are we going to get an A plus chart? I mean, Turbo's kind of there right now. But if we could be like at 1150, I know it's still a lot to ask, but when we get up there, like this will be, it could do on another one of these little moves, right? Because previous, like a mini version of this. Look at this, right? Watch this. We like have this top, this high, long, down, low, resistance, and then this breakout move, right? Swing high here, come back down, right? See all this big, like it's like a mini fractal of this, right? Retest it again, and then, something like that. Just like this, like a mini version here. So I'd be looking at that. Good signs. You want like positive vibes with positive charts and, breakout potential. Did it break out before? It could break out again. Like good moves. It's capable of moving big. So, again, green chart, A chart. I like it. All right. Next, let's see if we can get 2 A's in a row. Not likely. I gotta scroll up in the chat for a second. Let me read the bottom. I feel like I'm way behind here. We'll keep going as long as people are still here. Let me just read the newest thing in the chat because it piques my interest talking about Matic. Do I think Matic can hit all-time highs again? I would be suspect. I wouldn't be shocked if it doesn't. Anybody claiming that Matic's going to go higher than all-time highs, I would love to see their reasoning behind that. Which I'm sure there's going to be. There's going to be all the bit boys. They're going to come out again, right? All the moon boys, which is why I started my channel to fight all those people. Okay, let's see, what have we done? Did we just do Rune? That was a good one. Metis by Senor Bravo. Might as well do Binance. Are you shitting me? Tell me we have more history than this. KuCoin? KuCoin's got to have more, right? There we go. All right. All right. Metis going back to, see what, bear market. So a victim of the bear market, no big deal. Right. I would kind of put that to the side. If you just came in 2022, just bad timing. Obviously the range high is above 115, 110, right? You can see that there. Gaussian channels green above all moving averages. Can it move? Let's see what these moves were. 1000%, right? Great. So yeah, A chart immediately. It's pretty easy checks here, right? If you have an orange, if you're all in all orange and red charts, right? Now you need to be paying attention and getting into some, turquoise or green charts. Find the strongest charts and flip out, cut one of your reds and get into a green, right? That's what you need to be doing now, right? Before alt season hits. Don't need to do that after you're missing all the gains, right? Cut Matic, get into literally anything green or teal here. You're going to be doing better. All right, I have nothing to gain here. I'm just trying to help everybody. This is what you want, right? Your chart's ability to pump, above the Gaussian channel, above all moving averages, above your 2022 highs. Check mark, check mark, check mark, check mark. You get a green. Done. Do this with your charts. It's like the simple stuff. And when you're on your swing lows, did you come back and breach these or not? Like you flipped resistance into support. Another great check mark. Bull. Good chart. Green. Do I have to write the letters on all of them? Very difficult. All right. Next. Coin. I have it here somewhere, but I'll probably just scroll forever. It was there somewhere. Here we go. All right. Another great looking chart. I mean, just right off the bat, you can tell like good ones, right? You don't need to. It's not hard to tell that a Lamborghini is fast, right? I mean, it just looks good. Right? Probably going to be good. All right? That's just an immediate snapshot. You don't have to do any more investigation. The Gaussian channel's always been green. It's above all moving averages. It's going batshit crazy up. From the October, let's go from October. Let's keep it fair. Go October lows. The highs. Not a whole lot from there, but I mean, it got started way earlier. It's still been basically up only. Breach from resistance all the way back in really the start of the bull run. Still, it's actually minorly concerning that it's only done that much. Right? It's only done a 2x from the start of the bull run, even though not a whole lot of history. So maybe just it's a victim of not everybody knows this yet. We'll go with that since the chart does look good. But the pumpamentals from Ivan on, if you haven't seen that, right? I've tried to mention that every stream. You got to go watch that video. It's great. The song. The pumpamentals, right? It's true though, right? Can your coin go hard fast or not? Right? This one hasn't shown us that yet, right? The 2x is not super strong, but maybe it's just needs some more time. But other than that, structurally looks great, right? So still going to give it a green, but maybe A minus. The fact the pumpamentals not quite as strong as I would like. So we'll go A. And then minus. All right. What else? Yeah, C chart hunting. It should be like my I'm gonna make a shirt that says that. Just like someone like holding a 12 gauge shotgun looking for letter C's everywhere. It's not bad. Someone create that shirt for me, thanks. Let's see. Okay, Juiced is gonna respell his request. Okay. I thought it was my error, but I'm happy to blame it on you. It's gonna load at some point. And grab a snack. There we go. All right, let's get it on. There we go. Linear scale. Linear scale looks pretty good. Still above the 21 week. Back on log. Let's remove the Gaussian channel. It doesn't help us. It is green. There we go. A little bit better there. So now above our previous bear market highs, right? Not a whole lot of history here, but certainly a nice formation, nice little rounded pattern. You want to be watching these. Last cycle, like 2020, 2021, we just like looked at this all the time, right? And you're holding this above the 21 week, looking good there. Below the 14 and the 8, though, as of late, just the past couple of weeks, it's kind of slipped on the ice a little bit. 800% high to low, still up 350%, still pretty good. 3-day. Kind of sideways now, right? But everything's kind of going sideways. Let's look at some indicators here. Momentum's gone. Fisher's down, but kind of seemingly. Look at the Fisher. Maybe we go down a little bit more. More momentum there. We've crossed to the bear momentum side. But, you know, any given week, this could, you know, change back again. So just worth kind of looking at this. You know, every once a month or something. We're right on the line of bearish and bull territory. Right? Bitcoin is a great example of looking at that. If you go pull up Bitcoin's chart on the weekly, you can take this back for like, you know, a decade. And bull markets and bear markets separate right around the 52 mark for Bitcoin, and that's kind of seemingly where you know, these kind of altcoins even kind of hold the line or kind of fumble the ball a little bit. So we're kind of right there where we need to kind of bounce, or we might fizzle out even more here. So watch for a close under the 21 week. We could lose more momentum that way. And then the next support I would look for like this high here. 334.70 close. That would be my kind of probably pivot to either get out or have a more long-term hold approach. Super chat by Mr. K. All right, let's get to Alf. Appreciate the super chat. Let's see which one are we doing. We're gonna go with we'll go with that one. Let's see how much history we got there. Whoops. Oh, we didn't do a chart here. Not a whole lot of history. I'd probably go gold here. Yellow, not gold. All right. Don't have a lot of history here. Again, if it's a newer coin, do we have any more on a different exchange? I would like to see that if we do. We're back to range lows here from January 2024. Let me see if we got anything else. There we go. All right, this is what we like to see. All right, more history here. Never mind, found it. We're good. So it's very similar to, you know, Swift that we just looked at, right? Range highs from back opening. I don't know if I'd even want to use that. Not a whole lot there. You got the 100-week way down here at $1. That's way down there. Just not a whole lot we can go off of here, right? It's taken out the swing lows so far, but we did that a couple weeks ago. I'd say if you close under this 50-week, that would be much more concerning. We are just crossing the EMA 8 over the 21. We could avoid that, but we'd have to probably come back up and close green. Otherwise, we're going to cross. And typically, when you cross the 8 over the 21, that leads to more downside. Look right here. Right, we crossed right there, a little bit more down. Crossed right here. Not that much more down. Kind of down or sideways or bottom. So I would kind of follow what the market's doing in this. If we're still tanking, right, this could tank a little bit harder, right? Just because of where it's at now. It's kind of on the balance beam if it's going to hold the line here. Close under $1.50, I would probably take profit or cut losses until it gets back above the 21 week. You can do that. You could take a little bit of a loss, put it in something faster until it gains momentum again, because you want to ride this. This is what you're looking to get into. Like a 2,800% move in, 3-4 months is what you're waiting on, not to see where the bottom is. So you can get back into something when it's above the 21 week again. You can, not all times, but sometimes you can catch it just in time if your timing's good, right? Even if you got in here and held, you'd be okay. Got in here and held, right? You had several weeks here. You got to get back above your 29 week before the bigger moves can happen. And most every coin. Now, sometimes they happen during the week, right? But you had, again, a little bit of foreshadowing here. You closed back above the 21 week. You had a couple more weeks and then go. Close back above the 21 week. You had a couple more weeks and then go. So until then, right, we could be looking at 3-4 more weeks of down or sideways. We could be at the bottom here. You just don't know, right? And that's why I rate these charts a little differently. So again, I would have to go yellow here. It's a little cautionary right now, but still got great pump effect. We are really high. We're still like, near range highs. So I would still stay a little bit cautious here just because of where we're at in the past several weeks. Hopefully that will make sense. Appreciate you again. All right, let me look at a comment by Aaron. I like Aaron. Aaron leaves me great, detailed, thoughtful comments under like almost all my YouTube videos, so I appreciate you there. I'm not invested in Matic, but it looks like consolidation we had in 2019 before it exploded in late bull run. Looks like Matic will have a chance in December or January. Well, I would say that is accurate. I wouldn't refute that. But what's the glaring difference between Matic this cycle and last cycle? It's what I just said. That was last cycle, and it was its first cycle. First cycles, coins can tend to do crazy things. The next cycle, anything. Go look at Bitcoin, Ethereum. Their second cycle has never been as great as the first cycle. And that was Bitcoin and Ethereum. Anything else is going to be much less. Find me a coin that's doing better this cycle than it did the previous cycle, as long as it was around last cycle. Go look at even Litecoin or anything. Any kind of the OG coins. How about Chainlink? Great. It did batshit crazy 20,000% its first cycle. This cycle, not so much. Right? It's just, that's why I do not think Matic will have another 20,000%, even 10,000 or even 5,000% move. It's just, it's a new cycle. It's the second full cycle for Matic, and any coin, right? The second full cycle is highly likely to see much less ROI than the first. All right, back to the comments. High and tight. I don't know what that means. CRV. Oh, we got some more here. Hang on. I missed some. Luna, yeah, that wrecked me. I lost a shit ton on that. I made a bunch and then lost triple. Yeah, Luna. Oh, don't even say that name. I blocked that from my memory. Thanks for bringing that up. God, what times that was. If anybody was around during the Luna thing, so much. I'm just aimlessly scrolling. My mind's miles away now. Where are we at? Solana. All right. Solana, here we go. So another, it's automatically, Solana's an A chart for sure, right? Not many coins up as much as Solana has been. October lows to now up 700%. To the highs was just 900%. So we're still like approaching range highs even. Still really good. Similar vibes to Bitcoin. One of the it's in the top 5 crypto market cap, right? It's hard to go wrong with Solana. I had some friends buying down in these ranges. I thought they were crazy, but that's when you generally want to buy, when everyone thinks you're batshit crazy, and it's seemingly doom and gloom. You're buying it at those times. Usually, you're going to do well, and kudos, right? You're up over 10x in just since then. So amazing. We're holding the 786 as support, right? Looking good on the fib retrace. Holding the 21 as support. Fantastic. Absolutely a chart, right? That goes without saying. I mean, you can all tell that like pretty easily, right? You don't need any kind of study to tell that that's pretty great compared to some that we've seen. All-time highs. Where do we think Luna? Luna. See what you did? What Solana's doing this cycle? Do I think it's going up here? No. So anybody calling for multi-$1,000 Solana? Unlikely. Where do I think it can hit? If you do the fib extension from here and this swing low, I still like 500 to 600 area. Maybe you can knock on the door of 1,000 if everything continues to go well, like super well. But I would be shocked if it's not in the $500 to $600 range at least by the end of the cycle. That's my opinion, right? Not financial advice on that, but I think right in there, right? Because if just do the math with me here. If we think Bitcoin's going to 120, 150, that's kind of my guess. Maybe 180 if we're really lucky for Bitcoin. What's that? We're 3-4x. Ethereum, around 10K mark, 10 to 12K at best case. Again, 3-4x. Salana, really high market cap, not too far behind some of those other guys. Why do you think that's going to do more than that? Do you think Solana is really going to 10x again from here? Like, not likely. Again, 3-4x. Like that's kind of common sense there, right? I mean, if you're going against the stream on that thought process, I'd like to hear your arguments. Especially since Solana was at, $15, right? You're like, oh, I want more than a 10x. I bought in at 150. Like, no. It was at $8, right? From the lows. I mean, think of this. Like 500. That's look at how strong that is. The second cycle. $500 is still over 6,000%. You really think we're going 30,000% move on the second cycle? Like, don't be stupid, right? Anybody that's gonna feed you that BS and you buy it, like you're holding the next, you're the exit liquidity, right? And also, a side note, keep that in mind. Keep this in mind. I have nothing to gain by telling you this. There are literally YouTubers that make videos just to get you to think of a number and the masses to think of a. I'm talking big YouTubers, so you don't sell and they can sell before you. Throwing that out, right? Just because you see the video and they seem confident and cheery and happy, and they're giving you, here's why Solana will go to $2,000, because you're not thinking about selling at $800 like they are. All right. All right. Let's move it on. We've been going over an hour here. Well, we'll keep it going. We got 25 people still. I feel like I've skipped over some comments. Yeah, I always look at market cap. Always. I've never invested in a coin without looking at market cap, and neither should you. Nobody. If you're not looking at market caps before you're, do some studying before you just blindly throw money in at these coins, right? You'd think that'd be common sense, but nope. My phone is blowing up for some reason, so it's unlisted, so it's probably scam. Yeah, we just did Solana. I don't know when you typed that, but Matic make all-time high this cycle. We've covered that. I think it'd be a tall ask. Solana ETH. That's a good request. Let's switch over to alt ETH. Interesting request there. I like it. Kind of flirting around with these EMAs, but these are, I would say, pay less attention to fib scales, to EMAs, and look more at structurally horizontal support and resistance on these kind of more obscure, not run-of-the-mill pairings. Like, how many millions of people you think grandma and grandpa are ever going to look at Solana ETH, right? Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So those kind of things, like, it's not like billion-dollar hedge funds are looking at this pair day in, day out, okay? So that's what I mean. Like, I would pay less attention to, like, oh, we just closed under the 21 week. Nah. Maybe for Bitcoin and some significant altcoins, that's more important. But this one, these kind of coins, pairings against ETH, even against Bitcoin, I would focus much more on horizontal levels, support, resistance, and that's about it. So speaking of that, let's zoom in here. Swing highs, swing lows. Guess we can keep that in line. Right, we can even drag this out to kind of those levels. So this is pretty significant level here. We have the 200 down here. The 786, as I'm saying, like, don't pay attention to those. You can see how it doesn't even, like, matter, right? Most coins can't just do this multiple times and just continue to go up higher when you're invalidating for days and weeks on ends on these major moving averages. So that's why I'm saying that as well. So what was the question? I think there was a question in there. RSI? Go look at that. Oh, it's kind of topped. Well, it did get pretty strong, right? Obviously, Solana took off like a bat out of hell. Still an uptrend, still on bullish side of the territory, though. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else that looks better. Fetch, Ajax, just RSI-wise. Injective, not so hot. Link, not so hot. Ocean, not great. Ajax, okay. Fetch and Salana have been the top two performers. Still the strongest, too, when comparing ETH. Anything else we see? Bulls are still on top on ADX and DI with the strength at over almost 40, so that's a good sign. All right, Bulls are still in charge there. MACD is not looking great. Fisher though is confused. If the Fisher's confused, you should be confused, right? No real trend here. Certainly, even the last couple of weeks, going back, back to even early May. So I would kind of, I wouldn't be too confident in anything right now in this pairing. Does the RSI look like it topped? It got hot, but I mean everything cools off a little bit. But yeah, I mean obviously if once the Ethereum ETF is put into play and it's go time to buy, I think a lot of these pairings are going to drop. But I mean Solana and Fetch have been really good performers against Ethereum. I mean just look at the chart. Look at that chart. I mean that's probably the best looking chart I've seen since the start of the run. You could have increased your ETH holdings by holding Fetch by 1,200%, even right now, or over 21x. You could buy 21 times more Ethereum if you just hold Fetch than you could have back in October of 2022. These are why these pairings are mind-blowing sometimes. You can just trade between these pairs. You don't even have to ever go to fiat. You just wait for them to top out, go to one, go back to the other. ETH BTC, you can do that as well. All right. What else we got? We'll wrap it up here soon. One of the longer ones. Hey Eric, we looked at Chainlink a little bit earlier. Yeah, it's got signs of picking up steam. So we got a couple levels we're looking at. We'll probably do a Chainlink video on YouTube again tomorrow for kind of a review. But it has potential definitely to take off here. Let's go to I'm reading the chats. Hang on. Let's go to Injective. I think we'll probably wrap it up there. We've been going over an hour. Usually try to keep these like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe an hour. Let's see what we get. We got 30 likes. Appreciate all the likes. Did I miss the chat? Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get to your super chat. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. I thought that was the first one. All right, let's look at Injective here. Right, one of the strongest, absolutely the strongest 2023. Right, I re-nicknamed Injective to 2023 coin because there's nothing that took off this hard. Right, even 2023 top from basically the entire year, 3,500% for all of 2023. The strongest coin, and also probably the strongest drop from the high for 67% drawdown. It's kind of a victim of its own success there. When you move that hard that quick, you're gonna have some aggressive profit taking. So I think Injective's still a very strong coin to have this cycle. but certainly has cooled down. But I do like that we when we went down, we're not staying down there. Well, I'd like to see this continue rising. Even if we come back down a little bit, right? Just keep this like kind of roundedness to this weekly and get back above the 21 week. Close back above here is the only thing I'm looking at right now. Above the, what is that, $29, $30, kind of right in that area. Take out this high. Then really we got to pivot these swing lows. Look how long we held this. So until we can get back above like 32, we're not going to get any kind of giga pumps like this. But I think the giga pumps will come again. I still think Injective has a good chance to be knocking on the door of 200, if not at $200 area. So I still think this one has the potential to do that, just because of how Giga Chat it went on 2023. The nice sell-off here, and then holding the line at the 50 week. The next couple of weeks will probably be revealing on that. But I expect once alt season hits, I think this would likely, continue to outperform most. So I still hold a bunch of this, and I just because of how strong the chart was, I'm not losing faith in it just because we've had a bad past couple of months. Okay, so throwing that out. I like it. Probably not an A chart right now, but certainly B. But I mean, a strong B. We're underneath some moving averages, but other than that, 3,500% in the 2023. There's nothing else that came close to that. All right, to ABT. Appreciate the super chat again. All right, we'll wrap it up with this one. Going high and higher. Typically, this is not what you want to see. The big up move and then just continuously higher. Let's go look at the indicators here. So we're starting to get a little bit of divergence, negative divergence in the MFI. But this can take some time to play out. It got pretty hot pretty quick, didn't it? Same with the RSI, a little bit downwards as the price is still rising. Fisher Transform, I'd watch this weekly close pretty close. If this triggers down more and confirms a close, we'll have to see. Well, let's update this. Request this again, maybe Thursday. We'll just check back in to see how it's progressing. Momentum is still very bullish to the upside per the MACD. Look at that. Still very, very much bullish momentum there. But maybe some early signs of, take a look at the last week's close, indecisive candle at the top of the rally here. And also note, if you put on closing prices, we're not seeing any closes below this EMA 8. Great sign. But if we close below the EMA 8, that also needs to be a big red flag waving here, right? So watch for that. Certainly if we do it this week after the candle last week of being a kind of a spinning top there. Okay, watch for that. Look at that structure, just straight across, and then just reloading the bullets there, shot out of a cannon, and then just the momentum has just carried us so high here. So looking great. Obviously A chart. You can't argue with that. That's probably about the most up you can get week over week. 6,000%. Even at current prices. We were just at all-time highs last week. So yeah, I would go A+. Even A+. Arc block. Gaussian channels got to be way the hell down there. Yep. Yeah, really good. Really strong. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands. We're still hugging the top Bollinger Band. I'd watch the bottom one. Let's see if we can find a bottom to this. Okay, so it has curled up. So that is a little bit of a topping vibe to me. So if you're still well in profit, maybe just offload 10-20% just to keep your ass in profit, just in case we get even though we haven't had it yet. Imagine we get just a nuke down just for maybe just aggressive profit taking. Certainly if we close under 315 area, this high close here, 18-19%, it could really pick up momentum. We could even test the 21 week. I would look for maybe support there. But look at that. It'd be 30-40% down. After this spectacular rise, certainly if you're in profit, like don't forget to pay yourself, right? You can get back in later, but you know, all good things, even those the strongest coins, gonna have to take a breath every now and again. So just throwing that out. A plus, probably the best chart we've looked at all day, honestly. So I would go A plus for now. Our only A plus chart of the day. We're gonna write this as sideways as we can. So there we go, A plus. I'd like to end on A plus chart, so we'll do it there. An hour and 15 minutes, 75-minute live stream, our longest one so far. Thanks you all for joining. I will do more tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Sorry if it's too late for you. Go to bed, get some sleep. Sleep is the best. And we'll see you back here tomorrow. All right, Telegram. If you're not there already, go join it. Should be linked below this, maybe. All right. Appreciate all of you, each and every one. 47 gold stars. Good night.